Could you tell me a little bit about yourself and your story?
Sure. So I'll start by saying I've always felt a pull towards public service. From a young age, I've always wanted to help people. And that's been something that's been core to who I am as a person. So even in high school, I was class president. I wanted to be student council president. I wanted to just help people. I wanted to make sure that everyone knew what was going on. They knew if they had any questions, about anything, that they could find the answer. And so that's been core to who I am. Now, post high school, obviously, you go out into the real world and you see how things work. I found an interest in learning more about the way things worked. For me, that was getting involved in the community. So by profession, I was in real estate, a realtor, and then a real estate appraiser, and then worked at a real estate law firm. But while doing that, I've always felt like I needed to be involved with the community. And so post schooling, where I have a bachelor's in political science and corporate management, I wanted to get involved. I joined organizations, nonprofits, proud to be a board member of Hunt County Shared Ministries. I'm proud to be involved with organizations that are out helping people. I personally decided to hold workshops for people. That was my contribution. So after high school, I held workshops where I would help people with financial literacy. Part of it was helping people learn how to farm. I did all sorts of different topics, but basically they were all steered in regard to helping people become self-sufficient, making sure people were equipped with the tools that they would need in order to make their life better, however they needed that help.
I want to focus on some of the obstacles you faced when you were dealing with weed.
Big obstacles. I mean, when you're a young person, you don't quite understand the way things work, and specifically when on a local scale, you don't always understand the levers that must be pulled in order for things to work well. For me, that was getting involved on a city commission. So I was the vice chairman of the Planning and Zoning Commission for a while. And, it was very interesting to me to see how that operated, in regard to zoning within the city. And so when I think of obstacles, I think of all of the things, intricate ways of getting things done on a local level that people don't always understand you have to do. And so I know for me, figuring out the way things worked was a huge obstacle for me. You want things to just be done. Or if you think something is the right thing, there should be no opposition. There should be no, it's just supposed to be done well and right, and there should be no push. That's not the way things work, and so learning that there's a system and process for things and how they get done on a local level was a huge obstacle for me. My mission has never been about money. It's always been about learning how to help people and equipping myself with the knowledge so that I could give back in some way. And so when I went from real estate to appraisal to real estate law, what steered those changes in my profession was more so, I know a lot about helping buyers and sellers, but I don't know enough about valuation. I don't know enough about why people go and fight their property taxes. And then from appraisal to real estate law, it wasn't that, I wasn't doing a good job of, being an appraiser. It was, wow, we get a lot of people that call the appraisal district that feel like they can't stay in their home because the value is increasing at such a rate. They have to move out of a home that they've owned for the last 20 to 30 years and raise their family in because they can't afford it anymore. those people need to be helped too.
Yes.
And so I moved to see how, how much more I could learn to help people along the way.
Tell me about some of the awards and achievements.
Well, let's see. I received a community award. I've been the junior grand marshal along with some of the Martin Luther King parade, and so I honestly, in addition to that, I've won a number of awards in my real estate career for the amount of transactions I've closed and the dollar amounts and things of that nature. But the one that means the most to me is the community award, and that meant the most to me because that's really my why, and all of the accolades connected to my profession, and that's all great and good. I loved being able to have those types of achievements related to real estate, but being a part of the community has been my true love. And transitioning from real estate to politics, it's not for the faint of heart. It's different, and especially in today's political climate. And so while my degree is in political science and corporate management, moving into the political space when you've not been in it, there's a big learning curve. You have a lot to pick up on very quickly. And so I because of my connection to the community, that kind of empowered me to be able to say, okay, I think I can do this. Because it wasn't as much about me and what I will be doing as much as it was, how can I best serve people and better serve people in this position. And so I'm very thankful to have been asked to serve as the Chief of Staff for House District 2, which serves Hunt County, Hopkins County, and Van Zandt County. 3 counties where, we are one of the most rural districts. So we have a robust farming community, ag community. We have schools that are very important to our community. We also have things going on related to water, infrastructure, all sorts of projects that are ongoing as well. So there's lots to do. And the best thing that I can do there in Austin for us here is be sure that we know what's going on, be sure that you have a place to call or to email if you have a question, or if you have a concern. We deal with lots of constituent casework, so it's so much more, I think, than just the politics that I think we see on nightly news or on the local headline. And that is sort of what I focus on, and what I'm a part of is being able to make sure that the office is serving the constituents of House District 2 the best way that we possibly can.
It's like a liaison to the community then.
That's right. I don't consider myself to be a person that planned to be where I am today. I can honestly say it's all been God. And I think because of the heart that I have for our community, I've allowed God to steer me in the right direction, to open doors for me, and to lead me. And so the most important thing for me post-graduation was making sure that I was centered with my faith, that I knew me and I knew what I wanted. And for me, that's been the driving force behind everything that's happened. And so if I could tell someone that's about to graduate anything, I would say, if if you're searching for something, find yourself first. And when you do that, it'll be easy to go into the direction that you feel you're best equipped to do what you must do in life. And so I think that's the challenge we all have, but it becomes a little bit easier when you know yourself. I don't take it for granted that we do have tools like social media and all of these different platforms, but also museums that document what's happening in our communities, because otherwise no one knows. And before long, the 2 or 3 generations behind us are wondering what our contributions were. And so I'm just happy to be from Greenville, Texas. I'm happy to be from Hunt County. I'm happy to come up in a community where we have some legendary icons, that have come before, a small guy like me, that I can look to and that I can say, they paved the way for us, and we have to pay it forward. And we have to understand how the hard work that it took to do what they did and to continue carrying that baton forward for our community. So that's what I hope I can, accomplish. I don't know what's for me in my future or where else I can better serve people. But I hope whatever it is, that I'm passing that baton on to the next generation for them to carry it forward.